Well, hello everyone. Wow, almost forgot how to say the word hello. Did you feel me stumbling in the middle of the word hello there? I'm going to get it together tonight. It's going to be fine. Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual Cobalt Cafe. It's week number 259 of our virtual series. Happy to have you here with us. My name is Rick Lupert. I'm your MC for this open reading, as well as to host our featured reader, Quincy Scott Jones. Quincy, I'm thrilled that you're here. We are going to love you and can't wait to hear your full set of poems. In a little bit, we're going to do a little bit of our open reading first, and then we will get to you, so stand by everyone. If you would like to participate in the open reading and you haven't already done so, send me a message in the chat. Now is the chief time when I miss messages when I'm doing all this intro stuff, so maybe wait till we get to our first reader if you haven't signed up and been confirmed yet. So there you go. If you are on the list, you get to read up to 2 poems. That is our time limit on the amount of poems you get to read, or well, technically that's the number of poems you get to read. The time limit, as always, is less is more. So there you go. Now you know all of that. Make sure you have the chat room open so that way you can interact with each other, since we of course have everyone muted out of an abundance of Zoom bomber preventative caution. So there you go. That's how you can interact with each other. You can respond to things that you hear people saying. You can post links of things you might mention when it's your turn to read, all of that good stuff. Finally, we do have a 1 drink minimum here at the Cobalt, so make sure that you are honoring that in whatever way that you feel comfortable doing so. Having said all of those amazing and wonderful things, I would like to ask, before we get to our first reader, if there are any questions. Cathabella, yes.
What is your favorite pet?
Do you mean general category of pets, or which of my 3 cats do I love the most?
Which of your 3 cats? I know that's impossible.
Yeah, well, one of them's in the room, and I love her very much. And just going to say, for her ears, it's you, Macy. She's not paying attention because she's eating the food I brought into this room. Also, my favorite pet are Bootsy and Tiger, who were in another room. So I would have to say equally, they are all fantastic and amazing cats who I love very much.
Thank you, Rick. That's great.
Sure, no problem. Thank you, Cathabella. Who else has a question? Martin Parker, yes.
Hello, Rick. I was just wondering if you've ever gotten caught out in a rain shower without an umbrella and realized you didn't care, you didn't mind at all.
Have I got caught in a rain shower without an umbrella and realized I didn't care? I've been caught in a rain shower. I've been caught in a rain shower without an umbrella. I've had those 2 experiences at the same time. I've had the experience of not caring, but not about that.
Okay. Every once in a while during the summer, I'm like, I don't mind it.
Well, there you go. I would rain probably from when I was a kid and didn't have a car growing up. Always felt like a terrible inconvenience to me. So although I'm a fan of what it does and how it helps us and all of that, I'm not really a fan of it, of being in it, I should say.
Understood.
All right. Thank you, Martin. Good question. Any other questions before we get going? Nathan Horowitz, yes. All right.
Rick, do you have any favorite modern artists?
Good question. I just saw a really great Keith Haring exhibit at the Broad. When I say just, that was within the last two years. But that's the first one that came to mind. And when you consider how old the universe is, surely that must count.
It's the blink of an eye. Absolutely.
All right.
Almost as
Yeah,
if he's still with us. Thank you.
sure. All right. No problem. Thank you, Nathan. Any other questions before we get going? Okay, we're going to get going. We got a full, fantastic roster of people on deck. Our second reader will be Ike Waltz. Please welcome our first reader, Sean Mahoney. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Rick. Hello, everybody. I have two for you tonight, and this first one is called For Sunday. For Sunday, you did not jot at all yesterday, what with chores and thoughts of China, though not politically or economically. Cherry Blossom Festival, Sakura Mochi, coffee and table color, shredding, a purge of famine, blue lips, reemerge buttoned and damaged hands after hibernating, with damaged hands after hibernating. Milk pumps and cobwebs blown off lids offer abundance for dogs and lace streams hooked by the line. Letters regarding money not sought. Stray currents from a monitor. Food needs, and while shredding pauses for the motor to cool, the masking of identities continues. Beds remake themselves. Lunch cannot wait for thaws and miscues with a pot of water, a cutting board of garlic and ache. End piece. The second one is called Sweetness. Sweetness of rain falling onto and into the body of a baobab tree. Plump the trunk, seep the bark, and ready for fruit. Excitement is created at times through a circulation of both anticipation and manuka honey on lips. Kiss, kiss. Anticipation of rain embodied by undergarments falling off, down past knees, ankles, toes, and patches of lobelia. End piece.
Strong work as always, Sean. One of my favorite things, though, is that you say the words "end piece" in the same spoken word intonation as the rest of the poems, and it's very convincing and well done.
Doesn't it serve as sort of like a coda in that respect? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Sure.
Yes, I'm glad we're in agreement. That was awesome.
Whenever I hear the word coda, I first think of the Led Zeppelin album,
Yeah, same here.
and not of the musical term which they're using.
Unfortunately, it's kind of a disappointing Led Zeppelin album.
It's a bummer on the considering it was their last one, but that's okay. They've got a stellar body of work that preceded it.
This is true. This is true.
All right, Sean, thank you for being here. Good
Sure.
to see you again. I echo the comments on your spiffy new haircut that have been espoused in the chat. Round of applause for Sean Mahoney. Thank you, Sean. On deck, Carrie Cox. Please welcome now Ike Waltz. Hello, Ike.
Hello. A moment of panic. I see a sailing boat riding the horizon. Tiny, small, but my lens can see what enlightenment can reach. Way up there floats a lonely cloud that asks the proverbial why? What happened to the wandering sky? My canvas still wet, my imagination raw and in a gush, my brush and overboard. Floating bristles touch up panicky and vista points change points of view. I swim within the rogue, the unpredictable, salty of my inner clue. The sea is littered with sun-spread glitter. A burst of harmony created by optometrists' technology. Sunglasses fight the dark, protective UV required, as far as I can see. An old-timer flirts the sky, biplanes fly by, infinite waves break time, yet breakers roll by. The clockwork of the sea, relentless, ages me. I'm reading silence. Is it the smell of pain or reality? Is it treasure? Is it fate? No date, no signature, the painted bottom corner without literature. Why do I ask? I stand in line with you to admire, but who is who has no desire. I see a sailing boat, I see a biplane, I see myself, not anywhere. But I see a man with a dog sitting on a collapsible chair. The dog is old, the man is young, the man is bald, the dog has hair. I stroke my ego, I took my yellow hat to impress the beach. The fog, misty on my skin, the endorphins said, you had enough of it. Do you remember me? The sea gave birth to the land, so I exist, a by-product of economy. In the ashes of our ruin, I escape the pre-prepared urn, soak my solemn rest with vivid colors of its loving best. But what shall I do when the composition does not work? Who is she who says, well done? A man of a tiny fist. Is it a he that has no heart? Is it a sucker? He drains life, and whatever he claims he impresses with an absent trophy wife. Such is the panic of the moment. Cute into slices, cut into slices by a surgical knife. Man, oh man, what a fool I became. Thank you.
Ike, thank you. A nice piece tonight. Good to hear you in the mix. Thank you so much for being here. Glad you got to go up early this time around. A round of applause for Ike Waltz, everyone. Thank you, Ike. On deck, Nathan Horowitz. Please welcome now Carrie Cox. Hello, Carrie.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I have a shorter piece and then a medium piece. So I'm going to start with the short one. Has no title yet. A religion of loopy letter cursiving into columns of sheaves of pages of books full of songs has left me lungless in a pool deeper than holy, a boring baptism of tepid clean teeth arguing over temptation. And now I'm prayers and laughing baby joy into the world each time the name of love crosses my mind. The way of ceremony crumbles like catacombs, communion of tongue and body. A brochure sealed behind the eyes where rainforest is a spongy world we met in, and the clouds were our twin tempers, a winning way of doing penance on paper instead of aching old knees. And my second poem is called Remember Muscle. O fox face fermenting blood blue oracles fall in line in second line, cut lines in lines, do lines, draw lines. O murderer of crows, ventriloquist of murmurs, statue me again. Stiller than a still life painting, paint me again. Painted more than teacups in rain and little girl tea parties, make me like milk in an old glass, tremble. Virtuous virtues, no virtuoso, let's go glow down this town, unrenowned, uncrowned, all jewel. Come clean, come cool, and make yourself fool yourself. Taste the 10-speed Titans flying down Record Avenue, playing old 45s, alive, alive. Crouching tigers, aliver than that even, driven, cloven-hooved, smooth-soaked, lunchbox choked, unevoked, prisms, car door pinafores, oh, more dream schemer, closing the veneer of cleaner gods on fishing rods, begging bait to come crawling, trawling from holes we don't dig, don't discuss, teaspoon taking earth first, tunnel to China with chopsticks and chapped lips and slapstick and matchsticks for kicks, for stands, fourscore and four hands, building, a bricklayer cake to smother and cover and broil and bake. No butcher will suture the eyes left awake. No vulture will kill what wearing made fake. Stiffening simpleton, smarter for smart's sake, like desert, like dessert, like islands, old drums, deciding on sliding into our thumbs. Thimbles still nimble, still metal enough to find naked fingers and soften their touch. Oh, tap dancing dragon, dirty like March, marching on tiptoe to sparks in the dark, raining like flaming bridal bed arch, blowing out smoke in the dinge of dull dark stone songs and soldiers capped in white dust, busting the borders of liars and lust, curdled like cream and bleeding old rust. Oh, linoleum skin floors me again, breaking in squares and old Broadway hymns, high-pitched pretenders, dead enders all drunk on flowers and Ritalin, right turns and junk. Remember muscle, under buses thrown like hustle and dropped like dominoes, upwards torn and trestle tussle, taking two for ample measure. Born in between, cusp and corset, clamped to horse and carted off. A new reined bargain blamed on fortune, fabled gasps inside the cough. Oh, featured fox of film and forest, glib and slippery at the feet, in flash of memory, portrait feathery, sweeping hound hearts off their feet. Glass-blown baubles full of petals, Portuguese wars of jelly and salt, stinging columns of creeping talons, and flightless faces from faulted streets. We couldn't finish any sentence, any surface, any joke, in any language, any symbols, any gestures we once spoke. Thank you.
Wow, Carrie, way to bring it tonight. Stellar reading of that piece. Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Carrie Cox. Thank you, Carrie. We've got 2 readers left before our featured reader, Quincy Scott Jones. Heather Romero Kornblum, you're on deck. Please welcome Nathan Horowitz. Hello, Nathan.
Rick, hey everybody. How the hell am I supposed to follow that one? Let me just jump in. Baltimore. Baltimore is a foreign city drenched in dark light, giving solitude and wealth, company and poverty. Sunrise through classroom windows, high noon through donuts and bagels. All the kids at McDonald's want to work at Chipotle. Baltimore's a USB hub, a chatbot that cheats on Philly with DC, a Wi-Fi beer and grime, mid-Atlantic roach motel, rat safari, part-time paradise. It's being gnawed by time like a bone by a dog, yet every day with a screech of metal, Baltimore recycles itself, reignites itself, never sorry for what is and what could never be. Baltimore gives no fucks for under $10. Baltimore, what that is. Baltimore, it be that way. Baltimore's a vibe, a mood, a garden of fried delight. In mac and cheese we trust, in a chicken box and a Coke. Baltimore gives Timbuktu, Kathmandu, Georgia fufu, Senegal peach, Elegua receiving sacrifices at every crossroad, and smooth, sweet Atlanta palm wine. It gives rabbit universities, fox conservatories, groves of bamboo where starlings bed down for the night. Baltimore gives riddle wrapped in enigma, stuffed inside a crab cake in the belly of a skinny black guy in a puffy coat doing a wheelie on a bicycle in traffic up York Road toward Towson. The first Baltimore was a fishing village on the coast of Ireland, all of whose inhabitants were captured in 1631 by Barbary pirates and sold into slavery in Algiers. This Baltimore is where I first won a staring contest with the void, where I found that the city is an edible rhizome tasting of cement slab and fallen leaf, smelling like footprints in fresh snow, looking from certain angles like a clavicle, sounding like a runny nose, creaking like old houses and little free libraries. It echoes with mathematics and tools, with the effervescence of bygone commerce and rain dog charcoal briquettes, echoes like a sidewalk evolving sentience and scales, echoes like an Iroquois tree full of mermaids in a leopard wind on a Saturday, echoes like pilgrims seeking omens in week-and-a-half-old patches of snow, like clouds scattered across a lawn, predicting scattered clouds. Scattering clouds, Baltimore falls again during the night, like yesteryear's snows until by dawn it's everywhere. Baltimore is orange light bathing tall buildings at sunset, garnet stalactites, iodine and gasoline building forests of rust, flavor of humble pie with an aftertaste of fro, water tinged with iron and granite from the veins and guts of the earth. Walking home from work on a Friday afternoon, Baltimore is dictating a poem into its cell phone. Like those big ships to Mars, Baltimore is easy to get lost in, but it smells of old pale yellow sky, pinned against the horizon by tree skeletons like black sparks exhaled by the earth. Baltimore talks to me in African American vernacular English. Dr. K says on Voice of the Community, Baltimore could be Wakanda if not for the crime. A Christmas display still up in January pulls me into a sudden Scandinavia of the soul. In the houses, teens are playing Fortnite. Apartments echo the shapes of colonial buildings. In Baltimore, there are no accidents in the way the architecture holds the ground. Above Baltimore, Venus gleams in the dark like a tuning fork. End poem.
Really nice. Also, another really nice end poem, Nathan. Post seating, if I can possibly make up words, a fantastic poem about Baltimore. Really well done. Man, I'm glad you're back this summer.
Pleasure. Great to be here. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah. Baltimore, not just a great Prince song and an okay city, but immortalized in a poem by Nathan Horowitz. Well done. Thank you, Nathan. Round of applause for Nathan Horowitz. On deck is our featured reader, Quincy Scott Jones. Please welcome now Heather Romero Kornblum. Hello, Heather.
Hi, everyone. So glad to be here tonight. I'm going to read two poems from my upcoming chapbook by Four Feathers Press. I'm Not Over You, or I'm Not Over You is the title. So this one is called Slightly Extended Haiku, The Crux. I was wheeled into that ICU, your beloved wife, and walked out a liability. And the second poem I'm going to read is called Sleep. I wanted to let you sleep after the 4 a.m. hypoglycemias, smooth your brow, undo some of the wear and tear that I inflicted on you. Do anything you want, I wanted to offer to you. This illness is too much for anyone. I would leave myself, forget about myself, never think about myself again if I could. I imagined shooing you out of my nest, spreading the ashes of our life from my perch, sparing you, sinking myself down with stones into a river, but I couldn't.
Heather, welcome back to Cobalt Poets. I think it's your second time here. I just want to give you the official warning. If you come 3 times, you're officially a regular, so be prepared if you come back.
Okay, thanks.
And please do. Thank you for your work tonight. Good to hear it. Round of applause for Heather Romero Kornblum. All right, on deck after our featured reader will be Martin Parker, which leads us now to our featured reader, Quincy Scott Jones. Quincy is one of the folks whose poetry got on my radar thanks to the daily poem emails that go out. One of those people who you just read one poem and immediately are wowed by it and think, I need to hear a lot more. So Quincy... he's the author of a couple of poetry books, including the T-Bone series, which is out on Whirlwinds Press back in 2009, and more recently, and one of my favorite book titles of all time, How to Kill Yourself Instead of Your Children, which sounds terrible unless, of course, you're a parent, in which, of course, that makes immediate sense all around. He's a script writer. He's got a graphic novel coming out. He's a Cave Canem Fellow, a Vona alum, a New York City educator, and once in high school worked as a supermarket clown. I don't know if we're going to get any of that tonight. If we do, we'll just consider it a bonus, but no pressure on that, Quincy. With Nina Sharma, Quincy co-curates Black Shop, a column that thinks about allyship between bi people of color artists, and his own graphic narrative, Black Nerd, is in the works. Quincy, I'm thrilled that you're here with us tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Please welcome our featured reader, Quincy Scott Jones.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, you can hear me, right? Because I'm going to do that thing where I move and I just look at the words and I don't see anyone. So classic Zoom reading, just speaking out to the darkness. How to dance during a riot. For Michael Brown in Ferguson, for Freddie Gray in Baltimore, for the students at Barnard, Columbia, UCLA, colleges all around the country, and for a city near you. Get up. Get on up. Get your hands up. Show them up. Put them up. Get your hands up. Shake it to the south, to the east, to the west. Put them up, complying, not resisting arrest. Shout the man to the DJ, James Brown, Motown, say it loud. Shoot him for a run now. Move the crowd. Do what I say now. Left foot stomp, right foot stomp. Ain't nothing going on but a peaceful protest. Ain't nothing going on but civil unrest. Move it like a pusher, a pedestrian, a president. Shake it like a stun grenade going off in a residence. Shake it like a shakedown locked up by the Fed. Bounce like a bullet off a grandma's head. Get down like you're doing what the officer said. Just get back up before they think you're dead. Get your hands up. Get your hands up. Get your hands up. Get them up. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm really honored to be here. I was watching last week's program. I'm honored to be here for the 259th week. I missed 260 by this much. It's an honor to be here. And you just have such. I was watching over YouTube, so I feel like there's a bunch of celebrities here. Like I'm like, oh my God, you're real people, and like here you are, virtually in virtual world. And also, it's just such a great community that you have built here. Shout out to other communities, Kavikanam, shout out to Vona, shout out to Moonstone in Philadelphia, and just like really neat poetry communities. Speaking of which, just in case anyone was curious, my answers are dogs. I dislike umbrellas, so I just don't prefer to get wet. And modern artists are the best artists, and that's true for any age. So I'm honored to be here, part of your community. Reading on Zoom, which I have not done since we were like in the heart of the pandemic. And it's interesting because speaking of pandemic, I wrote this next poem when I was feeling a little lonely, speaking of community, the need to. And I wrote this when, we were under a whole different time. It was a totalitarian presidency. There was just like a police authority everywhere. Nothing like now. Also, my phone wasn't working, and guess what? My phone's not working again. So, without further ado, Scream Time, or Poem for I Pandemic, or Checking My Anti-Socials, or Why Do I Have a Mobile Phone When I Got No Place to Go? 1. Swish, ding, siren, beep, sonar, alarm clock, snooze, sleep. For whom the bell tolls incoming tweet, it's the blues that keep me awake. Light waves quake through retinas and shake the serotonin away. Any new messages today? Any likes, any hearts, any chats, any slacks, any emails, any texts, direct messages, indirects? Any emojis with a wink and a smile? Any likes? Haven't checked in a while. Check in a minute or two. 2. Tragedy's a click trap. Follow just to follow back. Darkness slides into DMs. Who's not wearing a mask? Whose job is getting slashed? Who's got the new video of a peaceful protest beat down the street? Who's spilling the unconfirmed leak? Doom scroll for a new troll. Yesterday ain't growing old. Worldwide, nationwide toll, death toll. Let me check. Blue check? I think death is following me. 3. Need to shut our eyes again and see a time past our present, past this persistent low battery on our souls, to when we can take charge of ourselves, our future selves, and let our devices fade to black. Come on back, my brother. Let's grab coffee in the corner. I'm running late. Let's go ahead and order. Say hi to the barista. Let me sit down, sister. Let me say hi to the barista. Wow, I'll try it again. Say hi to the barista. Let's sit down, my sister. Talk for a while. We don't need to talk much. Lean on me like there's no fear of touch. Let's think of ourselves back in IRL, recounting the tales of how we survived this. That's how we survived this together. Let's lay down our traumas. Let our burdens go to voicemail. No worries. I'm sure all our worries won't worry. They'll just wait and call us back. Before I forget, congratulations, Rick, on Buffalo Trails, right? The book? No, maybe not.
It's called High Moose Alert, but
That's Good night, folks. It's been a pleasure. Good night. Congratulations on Moose Trails, on the publication of your new book. Thank you so much for inviting me here. On a basis of one poem, I hope my others don't disappoint now. I'm a little stressed now. And again, thank you for everyone being here. I wanted to say that if you, I know money's tight, but if you're looking to, if you got some pockets and you want to support, I do have a book out. It's the newest one. It's called How to Kill Yourself Instead of Your Children. And the only reason I'm kind of pushing this is because 10% of the profits go to support what was formerly known as Black Women's Blueprint, now known as Restore Forward, which is a wonderful organization located in New York that does multiple things. Among them, they help victims of gender violence recuperate. They help with sustaining farming practices. They help with the vote. They're just a wonderful organization. I'm not an activist. I'm just a loudmouth and former clown, but they do the actual hard work. So yes, please. Although, unfortunately, the press tells me in order to donate profits, they need profits. I don't know. I don't work in economics. So I'm going to read one more poem from that book. I love how we're here with other poets. So I wanted to read a poem that poets enjoy. It's called All Lines Matter. The new all, an all love song. The all Panthers, all power, all art. Let the world be an all poem, a brief moment in all history. All in blue, the all-eyed peas, Ma Rainey's all bottom, for all girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. All tuxedo, little all dress, heartthrob never, all ugly as ever. However, I see a red door and I want to paint it all. All Sabbath, the all album, all on all crime. From white hands peeling all skins over America, the body of one all man contains no life. Those 4 all girls blown up in that Alabama church, her lynched all boy, the little all boy. And I am all, but oh, my soul is white, no lighter than an all midnight. So will my page be all that I write? Being me will not be white, but it will be a part of you. You'll sit down and say, the all wrestles with the Superman, the all driver, and in back, the man and the woman, usually young and always white. And their allness becomes apparent. That one first hates instead himself, him all self. But I love you all. I love all, because all are me. But all shouldn't be scared a revolution. I also want to thank Rick for that beautiful graphics that you've done every week, and yeah, that was cool. I was like, that's a badass poster. Switching gears a little bit, you guys see Superman? It's summer movie. You didn't see Superman? Oh my god, it was so good. So yeah, I'm a big nerd, if you can't tell from the line of comics that are against the wall. So I had to see Superman, and what I like about this crowd, you're such a wonderful audience, is that I see a lot of fine wine. I see a lot of grown and sexy in the house, and so I'm guessing like you are. Thank you. You are very fans of Superman 1978, which is the original, which I think is the best superhero movie still ever made. The recent one has two things over that movie. One, a dog. Go for the dog. And then two, it has actual people of color in that movie, because the original 1978 Superman has exactly one black character. And I wrote a poem about him. And here it goes. The only black man in Metropolis is a pimp. Superman 1978, Brooklyn 2014. There's no broken windows here, just one big sunset across the entire middle class. Businessmen in gray suits getting off from glass offices and analog work. Working girls in red skirts and street view stand. Everyone leases land with a promise note in Deus Superimus. Just don't read the fine print. Thieves sink necklaces into neckpats, then scale tall buildings with no safety rope. Bank robbers race from car to boat, hoping there's no extradition treaty beyond the bay. Stick-up men grow old in alleyways, their faces lined with hard nights and no gain. Not like the brother who held a gun to my wife's night class. A kid so young the teacher had to step in, offer visual instruction. This is how you take my stuff. This is how you lower your piece. This is how you back up and leave. His baby face so featureless, the cops locked the whole block up, lined the whole hood up, pulled their magnites, their nightsticks, their pens, threw caution to the wind, threw black men to the ground, bound in cuffs. Now stand up, turn around, face the steel guardrail in the darkness of the park. Now pull the parked car around with the witnesses. Roll the window down. Is this him? Is this him? Is this him? Second time. Can I read some new shit real quick? Some new stuff. I don't want to curse. It's after 8 over here, so it's like close to midnight, so I can curse a little, but it's still early over in LA. Okay, real fast. This is literally like I wrote this like yesterday. Our Battle of Los Angeles, or Sin Quain for 5 Burning Waymos, summer 2025. So, like, I can understand the first 2 Waymos, but by the time the 3rd Waymo is on fire, shouldn't they be like, maybe we should stop sending Waymos to where all the fire is? But guess since no one walks in LA, if you're at the fire and you need a ride, hey, any word at all on those Waymo's arsonists? Did they get arrested on some trumped up charge? Or just snatched up at work? Or did they die laughing because Waymo on fire brought tears? Oh, wait. Yeah, I just pushed the wrong button. There we go. Thank you guys so much for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to read one more poem. It's from my old book, the T-Bone series, which is available through Whirlwind Press, if you can find it. It's there's small presses, there's big presses, there's small presses, there's like, and then there's like subatomic presses. I find that joke funny. Thank you. I wrote this book back in my 20s, and I don't like to go back, to my 20s. I thought I knew something. I don't like to go back in time too much, but the whole country's going back in time, so why not? So this poem is called T-Bone in Class. It's about the history of the entire world and takes about 4 minutes. T-Bone in Class. In the beginning, there was I and nothing else. So I was everything, but could not be, since there was nothing to identify myself against. In the beginning, there was I, but nothing to see. So the eye closed, and then there was darkness. But darkness is something, and this was nothing. In the beginning, there was eyes, and yes, and agreed. Everything was all right? And this isn't exactly the enigma of existence, but at least it's a positive start. Inserts. In the beginning, we were writers and sculptors and scholars and priest chief warriors and oracles, and we built the pyramids with cities of gold with math so perfect it is told that aliens came down and said, how'd you do that? And the gods came down and said, show us more. So we fed the hungry and we paid the poor. And in the beginning, the middle, and the end, every man and each woman was a king or queen, or savage seed of Sidious Cain, who beat our chest in all the wrong ways, ate brontosaurus in British campaigns until Christianity came, put the saved in double chains, chariots came and took us home again. Civilization. After a while, a carpenter learns from his mother his father's farther away than he thought. That same day, he flees to Egypt in fear. For 12 years, spends his days in class, his night changing water into beer. Then returns deciding, anointed to serve slavery, he changes his name to Jesus X. Hence the term Xmas. Let me regress. The other JC dies in Rubicon, crosses town sending Vinny to sleep with a sister who claims to be Cretan, maybe Mycenaean, most likely not lesbian. But this begins an intergovernmental conspiracy to combat the gravity of a supersexual power. The Senate impeaches 27 times, an hour later, puts a man named Stupid in charge. Then jumps a barge and flees off to Egypt. Mark Antony falls in love with his sister. Let me dismiss the next 468 years, nothing but gladiator games until Vandals invade, rename the empire feudal. Millennium in Europe, and nothing need to know but the invention of the crossbow, to which the Pope said no. Fear would cause a Holocaust, which the Pope later ignored. Europe explores Persia and Sahara for glory, God, and gold. Feeling bold, Europe decides to stay. The Crusades ensue. Europe invades Timbuktu, kick the Habe out. And in their defeat, in their shame, Habe changed his name to Doggone. Hence a doggone shame. America. It was summer, as in June, as in early July, as in hot. And these founding fathers were crowded in this town hall, constituting declarations, till one of them called for clarifications. I would like to say, I think it was Jimmy May or Double J, definitely not Johnny A. Just to clarify, because I only call a hypocrite down the line, could we add the phrase for white guys? Life, liberty, happiness for the few? To which was heard, who asked you? Now I think that had to be Tommy Jeff. We only got so much room left in this one sheet of paper and handcuffed up half it with huge ass handwriting. Blind motherfucker. War, screamed George W. War, war, war. The 70s. The 80s. The 90s, it all kind of rolls together after this. If the revolution came, round the clock coverage on all 4 networks and cable news channel, if you're stealing cable. Aerial photographs would show brother sisters marching down one street, mother fathers down the other. Graphic artists be at the computer working CGI revolution, while jive turkeys at studio keyboard be funking the opening theme. Correspondents of mixed heritage be in the field explaining to old white men what's really going on. It's revolution, baby. It's reality TV. Except last off the island does not win $1 million, does not find lifelong love, does not become revolution idol. Maria, are you saying revolution has no idol or simply is not idol? That's right, Tim. Everyone's taking part. This is Maria X reporting live from the revolution. The revolution will have X's. Ex-generals and ex-patriots claiming on experts on revolution. Will we accept everything they say? Oh, and expect commercials. We'll expect some commercials because everyone's taking part. Fire by Exxon, looting by Neiman Marcus, but revolution by viewers like you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary individuals. Thank you so much. And reading.
Quincy, thank you very much. A lot of fun, lively reading that you gave us. I appreciated the Baltimore reference right out of the gate after Nathan's poem. I appreciated the Get On Up reference. Big fan of Parliament Funkadelic myself, and that's the only music that really gets me up out of my chair. I wouldn't worry about 259 versus 260. We've been anticipating 259 for quite some time. 260 is gonna, I don't know, we don't really, it's not gonna be much, I think. So I wouldn't worry so much about that. Props to your Godzilla and your TARDIS on your shelf. I know Denise Dumars, who's here with us, and I are both Doctor Who fans, and so you already won before you said any words, just having that there, just so you know. I think, this is a clarification, but in the later Superman films of the original, Richard Pryor was not a pimp. He was like a bumbling genius kind of guy. So it took a few movies for them to get there. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great movie, so I don't know if it even really counts, but we had that going on. There you go. I do have one question for you before I get the broadside up. I mean this in the spirit of humor, so I hope you're not offended. You mentioned you were a clown. When you were a clown, did you use your natural hair? Because you do have a bit of a Sideshow Bob thing going on there.
Well, first, I want to say Richard Pryor is the best Superman villain because he was a master of disguise, a computer genius. He invents red kryptonite, and at the end, Superman lets him go. He just says, he just lets him go. He's like, so. Shout out to Richard Pryor. I write a lot about Superman. Another poem where Richard Pryor attends Christopher Reeve's funeral. So the hair. I ironically, I was a clown for 2 days in high school to make a little side money for the prom, and I actually kept really short hair because I thought I was more handsome that way, which might be true, but I don't care any longer. That's what it came down to. So ironically, I have better clown hair now than I did before. I had to wear a wig then, and I could just rock it as is. So yeah, thank you for
think of all the time you'd save just getting ready to go.
So much time, yeah.
Trying to say. All right, well, this has been a delight. I'm going to share the broadside. Let me paste this stuff in the chat first so I don't lose track of where the chat is. There's the stuff in the chat. There's the broadside for the poem, The Only Black Man in Metropolis is a Pimp, that you read for us. People can download this now at the Cobalt Poets website, poetrysuperhighway.com/Cobalt. Check it out. It's how we compensate our featured poets. I hope you'll consider tipping Quincy for his reading. We do have his Venmo there in case you want to directly do so in that manner. But as he mentioned, if you pick up his book, 10% of the profits are donated to Restore Forward, which Quincy spoke about. So that is really awesome. And I put a link to that organization in the chat in case you want to check them out as well. So you can download that link, download the broadside at the Cobalt Poets website. There's also separate links to his books in a couple of places as well, or to Hanging the Angels anyway. Or is that the right one? Is that the one I linked to? I thought I linked to more recent one. I'm clicking now. Yes, that is the one I linked to. That is, oh, no, that's the wrong book. That's why.
the wrong book, but it's also another excellent book. No, this is
Yeah.
okay. That's Revenge for Moose Tracks or whatever I called you.
Right, Moose Tracks. There's so many things. I'm going to rename my book after this event is over. So thank you for that. I'm gonna look for the right link and post it. So much cutting and pasting just goes awry. So stand by in the chat. There'll be a link up to the how to kill yourself instead of your children shortly. So you can learn from that. And I'm going to get it up quickly in case it's almost an issue for any parents out there. Quincy, thank you again for your reading. It was really fantastic.
Thank you, and thank you for the wonderful graph, and thank you for the congratulations on the book. And yeah, this is just awesome. This whole group is awesome. Thanks for letting me be part of it tonight.
Yeah, come back anytime, please. Since we're now all celebrities, we welcome you into our fold of celebrities who show up on YouTube. I think you're the third person who's gone to the YouTube page, so we're really getting up there on that. Round of applause for our featured reader, Quincy Scott Jones. Thank you, Quincy. Normally this is when I tell you who will be featured next week, and I don't actually know. We had a VCP SoCal Poets presenting a poet next week. The poet who they'd picked had a personal emergency and had to back out for next week. We hope to get her back another time, and they're scrambling to fill that slot as we speak. So watch your email, watch the Cobalt Poets Facebook page and website, and we'll get that info up soon. We'll definitely be here next week with or without a featured reader. That leads us now to the rest of tonight's open reading. Here's who I have on the list: Martin Parker, Christopher Bogart, Denise Dumars, Karen Scott, Jennifer Elise Wang, Chris Kondo, Cathabella Siggy and Jackie, the collab, Julian Matthews, Richard Loringer, Ken Scott, Dig Wayne, going by the name Timothy Wall tonight, and me to close out the open reading. I'll be reading from my new book, The Buffaloes of Fort Wayne, Indiana. So look forward to that coming up at the end of tonight. Friendly reminder, in case you joined late, 2 poems maximum. Less is more is the time limit. Christopher Bogart, you are on deck. Please welcome now Martin Parker. Hello, Martin.
Hello again, Rick. Glad to be in this room tonight. Everybody here, the room is on fire. So I thought maybe I would bring forth some lyrics about what I was talking about in my question. Let's see if I can find them here. Where'd they go? Here we are. Rain comes from the east one night. We watch it come, to hang like beaded curtains till the morning sun. Water dripping from our clothes, you with raindrops on your nose. Ask me sadly, please don't go away now. Till the rain is done, I say, I'll stay now. Rain outside, but inside we don't mind at all. Shadows by the fire slowly climb and fall. Kisses fade and leave no trace. Whispers vanish into space. None will send me on a chase to nowhere. What matters if I were the first to go there? Morning comes up from the east, we watch it come. And far away now rolls the angry rain god's drum. You with daybreak in your eyes, afraid to speak for telling lies. I watch you search for some reply to lend me. But when the rain is done, we'll stop pretending. And that's the lyrics from Eastern Rain, my favorite song by Joni Mitchell, as sung by Sandy Denny in Fairport Convention's cover from their second album, which is the first version I heard of that. So I have one more here, poem wrote recently here. And again, my phone is acting up. I know it's here somewhere. Here we go. from a recent prompt about rain. So it's called Rain Comes from the East One Night. Joni sang of that eastern rain with sprinkled notes in the heart of the night, which Sandy echoed across the pond, an unconventional soaring flight of fancy filigree woven within the sonic fabric of ancient sounds, delivered along ever-wandering routes of explorations that know no bounds. And thank you very much. I'll put my usual links in the chat. And happy International Tiger Day. I'll put a link for my tiger design in case anybody wants to check it out.
Oh, please do. I'm in great interest of checking out tigers and cats of any kind. I just watched a fabulous video in which someone rescued an ocelot and it became their best friend. So definitely will be clicking on that. Martin, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Sneak peek, I'll be releasing a clouded leopard next week if everything works out. So
now, is that a drawing of an illustration of a clouded leopard or an actual clouded leopard?
Well, I would love to say I can release a clouded leopard into the forest, but from the zoo near here. But no, this will be an image made out of the words for clouded leopard in languages spoken where the clouded leopard lives, like my tiger design, which is available on t-shirts, tote bags, canvas prints for your wall, whatever you want.
Very good. Martin, thank you so much for that clarification. I won't go out looking for it. I'll just click and see what I see. Round of applause for Martin Parker. On Denek, there's new words I'm trying out tonight. Let me know what you think. Denise Dumar, please welcome now Christopher Bogart. Hello, Christopher.
Hey, Rick. I feel almost at a loss if I don't say something about buffaloes or mooses. So I have to tell you that one of the funniest book titles I've ever heard was Antlers in the Treetop by Who Goose the Moose. Having said that, if I can share the screen, no. Okay, thank you. The first poem I'm going to read is, both of them are from the same book, which I'll show you in a minute. But from people who are used to listening to my downer poetry all the time, these are actually almost funny. This one is called Pay No Attention to That Man Behind the Curtain. Before there was Donald Trump's big lie, there was George Bush's big lie. That's Mother Jones, March 20th, 2023. When Toto pulled back the curtain of lies, that thin veil that protected the elusive wizard and the terrible truth about Oz, his response to the end of his artful deception was one very simple reply: pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. The world of that wizard invades our world now, not by tornadoes, but by firestorms of war, by hurricanes, and by political attack, and all under cover of the same artful deception woven thick in the same thin curtain of lies. Don't ask questions. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. When the Washington crowd 20 years before now was preparing for war, we searched high and low for an old smoking gun, like the Cause, to unleash shock and awe. Instead, we were told if we didn't act bold, we'd be seeing a mushroom cloud. Wow, WND, meant for you and for me. Better sound the alarm, sell the house and the farm. Wait a minute, mushrooms don't grow in the sands of Iraq, and if they did, for crying out loud, burning all the mushrooms in all Iraq wouldn't let off a puff of smoke. Was this some kind of joke? Well, 20 years later, on January 6th, another slick liar, a grifter, a don, created another con, made with smoke and with mirrors, and with so many lies more that we are told once before, this time ask questions, best pay attention to that man behind the curtain. And the other one, is going to be, if I can get to this, it's my attempt at humor, and it's called, here we go. It's called, Will They Ever Learn? The first time to begin, they welcomed us in to Jurassic Park. The second time, despite peril, we got lost in the lost world, Jurassic Park. The third time, could it be that they made number 3, Jurassic Park? The fourth time, the world returned, or will they ever learn of Jurassic Park? The fifth time, the kingdom fell, and it was just as well for Jurassic Park. And now the park world and kingdom have become Jurassic World Dominion. You'd think that the sixth time would at last be the charm, where we'd finally find out, after even more harm, why dinosaurs and humans never lived in true communion. Not in Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jurassic Kingdom, or even Dominion. But no. Now there's a new birth, with the same unlearned lessons as the first. An idea that was hatched in the same damn hatchery that gave birth to all Jurassic insanity. As if there were a dearth, is now Jurassic Rebirth. Thank you.
Christopher, thank you. You just got me thinking, they're going too macro with the Jurassic. I mean, shouldn't they, like, you know, kind of like tell individual? Shouldn't we be getting Jurassic Neighborhood at this point? You know what I'm saying? You know, Jurassic Barbershop. I don't know. There's something. I think you're onto something here, which feels important. So thank you for sharing that with us. Round of applause for Christopher Bogart. Thank you so much, Christopher. I forgot to mention, I do now have the correct links posted in the right places for Quincy's book. Just a quick story before we get to Denise. When earlier this week, when I was putting it together, I did a search for how to kill yourself instead of your children, just like that. And Google got very concerned and put up a lot of, like, you know, there's help for you. Here's a phone number you can call. Like, those were the research results. So if you're looking for the book and you can't find the link, make sure you include Quincy's name, because once I added that, it suddenly didn't care about what was going on with me, because now there was commerce involved, and it put me right on the page where I could buy it. So little tip there, in case you're interested. Karen Scott, you are on deck. Please welcome now Denise Dumars. Hello, Denise.
Hi. Yeah, it's been an interesting day. And we're sitting over here a couple miles from the beach. We're on tsunami watch, among other things. I was trying to think of what to read today. And this one, because of a couple of bad things that happened today. I've read this recently, but I want to read it again. And it's based basically on my trip to Vancouver and the bad thing that happened while I was there. Vancouver in the ghosts of the rain. Dry raindrops on the Uber's window, or maybe they were once tears. They say you can't go home again, but what they don't say is that you can never leave it. Fly 1,000 miles to this quaint and not quite real place, all charm and chocolate and cherry blossoms, and the added grace of people who can pronounce my name. Does function follow form? Whatever it was, it followed me, like how J.D. Vance showing up killed the Pope. But the children of Lapu-Lapu, who defeated Magellan, were having a festival. And while everyone else was running on the trails in the woods, boom. Losing one's innocence always hurts. And yes, it usually bleeds. And the last one is from an old chapbook I never did anything with. And in fact, the poems I have them typed, but I don't have them on the computer, which means I'll have to retype all of them if I decide to do something with them. This one's called Storm of Dreams. And a storm of dreams blew into my head, a regular downpour of who, what, when, where, how. Maybe there was lightning, Maybe clouds obscured the stories, I was told, by lightning gods and the weeping goddess of the rain. Then it was over, blue, night and day. I wait for the storm. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise, for your patience amidst the storm, for dealing with the year or so that I mispronounced your name, and just for being here. Round of applause for Denise Dumars. Thank you, Denise. On deck, Jennifer Elise Wang. Please welcome now Karen Scott. Hello, Karen.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while, so I won't make apologies, but I got two for you today, and both of them involve stargazing, which I haven't been able to do a lot of because the rain and the clouds. So, stargazing. I've been leaving the porch light off deep into the night to give fireflies respite from light pollution. Their mating dance showcased above the lawn and abundant foliage swallowing my yard. A reward for playing matchmaker to the stars of summer's twilight, I was treated to a display as I returned home after darkfall. The saplings and grapevines surrounding my little cottage in the suburban woods, aglow with a myriad of twinkling lights, a constellation of stars, and a light green mist hovering over my roof. And the next one is Stargazing with Dean, and it's from the Sun and Moon Poetry Festival that Ohio Poetry Association held last year. As invariably happens, the sky rarely behaves ideally. First, we have to wait for it to be dark. Darn daylight savings time. Stars only appear in the dark. The clouds, capricious and annoying when not blocking sun rays, the first stars to appear are the brightest, our ability to see them enhanced by the focused beam of a laser pointer. Arcturus, Spino, the Gemini twins to the west, piercing the gauzy cover. Dean points out some constellations. Even with the laser pointer, I can't see a damn thing. I'll have to take his word for it. I consult my memory star chart for a visual. The ISS zips across the small space above the tree line, pursued by obscuring clouds. After most participants have departed, the clouds part like a stage curtain. Ursa Major and her cub in all their glory, a great sprinkling of stars, Polaris pointing the way north. After a moment's revelation, the curtain sweeps the skies again. Show's over. Good night, all. Thank you.
Karen, every time you show up here, it's like a holiday in Cobalt Poets as far as I'm concerned. I'm always so happy to see you. So thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for bringing work with you to share with us. I'm going to get to Ohio and have a meal with you at some point. So prepare yourself. I don't know when that's going to be, but it's going to happen.
We've got a nice vegan restaurant in a bookstore here.
Oh my God. That's like everything we need. That's everything we need. Round of applause for Karen Scott. Thank you for being here, Karen.
Thank you.
Technically, I eat dairy, so, we'll have to bring our own cheese to that spot, but that's fine. Chris Kondo, you are on deck. Please welcome now Jennifer Elise Wang. Hello, Jennifer.
Hey, I've got two, and since Quincy is a fellow nerd and talked about representation, I dug out an old poem I wrote about Black Widow back when it was just the original Avengers, always getting excluded from merch. And then always like the way people talked about her was always like, oh, she's slutty and stuff. So this poem was in response to that. This is Natasha, and there was the hashtag Natasha is here. So that's the title. Give her dreams of dancing princesses, because that is what girls want, not motorcycles and comic books. Call her slut and whore, even though you drew her that way. Take away her right to choose and make her an animal, a dog or a spider, a monster you fear but can still put down. Replace her with a man, since she's not a captain or a billionaire because she didn't lean in. The demand wasn't great enough. And you wonder why we're mad when she's just a fictional character. It's because we've all been to the Red Room. And my second piece, I'm going to go even nerdier and bust out some fanfic poetry that I wrote. And this one got a little weird. It turned into a visual poem. And so I'll share the visuals because it started with one spider and then it became two. And this is from, I can find the, there it is. There's the graphic from the D&D campaign that I follow. And so what happened was, after the original version got published in a zine, I was like, I hate it. So I rewrote it. And this is the result of that. So this is the Ballad of Spiders, or Lolth made everything iambic to tremor. They are the source of Zeph's deep fear. The wall slays them to help his friend. Argentum weaves together words. Corruption Zyra tries to mend. From high to Phoenix shoot one down, while Sunder strikes them all by hand. Alondra doubts what she reveres, and Vera vies to take the land. Small creature turned into fierce foe, by gods that strive to subjugate all denizens on the mortal plane, entwines itself to many's fate. A doom upon the failed devout, a tool betrayers used to raise, turn honored guests to heroes bold. We spun a web with rules and phrase.
Jennifer Elise Wang has gone full nerd tonight, and I like it.
Yeah. I've joked that the spiders will continue to multiply, so there might be more in the future.
I used to play Tron, and that's all that would happen is spiders would just multiply until you got them all so you could get into the cone and go up. So it's no problem for me. I'm ready. I'm prepared for this.
All right.
Jennifer, thank you for your work tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you, as always, for paying attention and joining in with what you hear. I really appreciate that and think that's awesome. Round of applause for Jennifer Elise Wang. On deck, the collab, Cathabella, Siggy, and Jackie. Please welcome now the sometimes collab member, Chris Kondo. Hello, Chris.
Oh, speaking of, we have family lore of black widow spiders in my family. My parents, we lived in Long Beach when I was a baby, which I don't remember. But the family lore is that there seemed to be a black widow spider who liked to join me in my crib. So I have a long history with spiders. I like them, actually. I'm here still. And there is a tsunami warning. There's been a big earthquake off the coast of northern Russia. I just got a call from my daughter in Maui, and they seem to be freaking out about it over there. We'll see what happens. I'm in the mountains. It's not going to get to me. Okay, I need to share two short ones. We go. These are, again, from Mariko Kitakubo's Kizuna Volume 2, collab with my friend Sherry Jo Reneker. Pen pals. Low tide, the backpack fills with moonlight. If only I could read the calligraphy. Myriads of sandpipers crisscrossing the shore. And one more. Come on, sorry. Okay. Circling back to that time when brunch was always what we shared. Title, As We Liked It. Circling back to that time when brunch was all we shared. Okonomiyaki. Lazy Sunday used to be ours. And okonomiyaki translates as how you like it. So there's a pun in the title. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. So when I was eating okonomiyaki, I was eating how I like it.
Should be, yeah. When you make it at home, you can put in all kinds of different ingredients. So it's like, yeah.
Of course.
And the restaurants also sometimes, you make it yourself, so you put the things in.
I when I was at a restaurant in Japan, not on this trip, but they made it for me, which I appreciated. Chris, it was in Hiroshima actually, where I had.
Oh, you had Hiroshima type, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, thank you for being here. I hope that everyone, that you are safe, and that everyone you know in Japan remains safe with the potential of a tsunami. And from spiders as well, for that matter. So thank you so much for being here. Round of applause for Chris Kondo.
Thank you.
All right, on deck, Julian Matthews. Please welcome now the collab Cathabella, Siggy, and Jackie. Hello to all three of you.
Thank you. I think I have the right thing here. No, that's not the right thing. Just a minute. Stop share. Let's see if I can find it. Here we are. All right. On all pause. Yes, sir. We'll start with, and this is our pet sequence. We start with Peter, one of our favorites again. Her pet rat runs up inside one sleeve and out the other, then twitches its nose for our applause. Siggy.
We learned our lesson, not allowing pets when children were young. When they grew up, my son collected golden retrievers. My daughter, a crazy cat lady.
Isn't that always the way it works when you make rules for children?
Yes.
This is not moving. Why? Okay. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. When are you?
We don't know.
It's these funny symbols.
Those symbols?
I don't know what they are.
Oh, wait. We might need to stop and start again. Sorry about that.
Maybe that rat.
That rat is doing it, huh? That's not it either. Sorry.
Oh.
Is it under your hat?
I don't know. Saved it too long. This thing is not moving.
It's locked.
It got locked?
Yeah, but there is no
I'll
reason.
have to show it somewhere else. Stop. Oh boy, sorry, Rick. We might need to start over.
Richard says use the scroll bar on the right.
I don't know if that's going to work. I'll try that same thing, but I don't usually use a document, but I did it this time. So it doesn't exactly, let's see if it works with the scroll bar.
Oh, that.
Yeah. No, it's not working. I think we need to stop and you go ahead and come back to us, Rick. Because I don't want to keep slow things up.
All right, no problem. I'll put you guys a few later, and you let me know if it's going to work. At this point, we'll say Richard Loringer is on deck, and go now to Julian Matthews. Hello, Julian.
Hi. Can I share screen? Yeah, thank you. Writing myself into existence. My muse a fugitive, my thoughts kidnapped, my words the ransom. I cannot undream a dream, I cannot unmare a nightmare. I can't get off this horse that I haven't even ridden. I can't unride the spinning of this carousel of delusions. I'm caught in a vortex rotating on a spindle of time. I'm churning, burning, yearning. I'm unlearning who I am. Identity is a falsity. You're never who you are. You never get where you're going. You never arrive. Know thyself, say the sages, who themselves know not themselves. I let go of line, meter, stanza, and rhyme. I orchestrate my own sentence. All instruments are tuned to lamentation. The universe hums its own hymn regardless. Nothing makes sense. Nothing needs to make sense. Until it does. Until the monotonous buzzing recedes and I sense a coming, becoming, a wave behave, a timpani of an epiphany, a revelation reveals itself. Aha, the wind turns the page, and I'm at the bottom of the well of understanding, drawing myself up in a bucket of words, liquid and fluid, folding over me and into each other, reshaping the dream into ink reality, and then it's done. Thank you, that's it.
Julian, thank you. I'll point you to the chat where Christopher Bogart is eager to purchase your wares. So let us know if you've got something out and put a link in the chat that we can check out. Thank you as always for being here. Enjoy your work. Round of applause for Julian Matthews. On deck, Ken Scott. Please welcome now Richard Loringer. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Yodio. I have I have one poem for you tonight, but just before I have I have of course things to talk about. First of all, I'm very excited to have received this package in the mail today. And in celebration of that, I've worn one of my lumberjack shirts. I have quite a few, but I've worn one for tonight. And I downloaded a moose call. Let's try that again. Woo-hoo! I've been listening to it all evening. So there's that. Had a very nice I had a very nice a weekend at a little poetry festival up here in Oakland and did a couple rounds of readings from I Need a New Pledge. We read some of the new pledges of allegiance, and 10 people or so were there. I read some others, like I read Carrie's, and Ken Scott's was read by Landon Smith of Black Freighter Press. Martina Robles Gallegos got read by Vanessa Torres of El Martillo Press. I cannot remember who read Christopher's, but there were about 20 some or so read. And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, just click on the link I put in there, ineedanewpledge.com, and then write your own new pledge of allegiance to what you really have allegiance to and send it to us. Okay, I'm going to shut up now and read a poem. That was kind of contradictory. And I'm sticking with my thing of reading lighter. Actually, over on Friday, I read Vitriol. I was co-hosting a Collapse Press reading, and I read Vitriol, and I'd sworn off Vitriol for a while, and I started choking in the middle of my poem, like uncontrollably. I was choking on my own vitriol. So sometimes you need a fucking glass of water instead of vitriol. I just want to, or maybe pineapple cherry salad. So I'm just going to read one poem and shout out to Heather because if they're still here, because it is also called Sleep. And it's not going to make you sleepy. Oh boy, here's the noggin noodling, and now it's what? Gone? Slipped off to the intrinsic bye-bye choo-choo mama in the absentness of when. But is it bye-bye or hello? I must inquire, since the lucidness of sleep suggests a conversation elsewhere, not just in dream, but in the whole fine shadow of the body being mind. Giraffes and catapults are just one way to sense the otherness, not absentness, that minds us when we merge the two fine, clumsy bones with onward-seeking spectacles that seek what? Onward? Others? Or the bottomless ourselves? What gone? What when? Here in the inky, swirly pool where breaths run deepest, all breaths shared in common lungs, so full, letting go, so full, letting, we leak into the inky air, so many shoes in a tumbling mill, so many bats in a no-star night, so much smoke of a restless chemical gleaning, greetings in the corners round the tunnel and the open, saturated sky of a billion leaping minds. The body whole and gleaming, passing a moment, a volume, a chemical, gaping wide and huddling close, gaping the room, the sky, the rain, whippoorwills, curling and tending the minute synapses, the surge, the valves, mending the shorn crave and the mute contra-benevolence of the battery of day, thickly memoried in meat and fire. Body gaped, mind lifting, and you, what? Gone? Where? In the countless meld of shift and tide and the truing chant of light. Join the song, brothers, sisters, hearts high, heads wide, syncopated. Join the canter, sister brothers, traipsing into the fields, to the hello, to the mind. Join the ride, brother mothers, like you've never joined before, as you've always joined, together, descendant, rejoined, fixing, blinking, gliding the newborn spectacle, Rama, choo-choo, saturnine, incipience, naked, sanctum, ripcord, kava, mentat, munya, mama, simpla, broom, shooby-dooby, catenation groove. It's new time now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sleep. Told you it wouldn't make you sleepy.
I think it's the mezcal which is making me sleepy. Richard, I enjoyed that reading. Really well done. Almost as much as I enjoyed the moose sound from the beginning. Thank you so much for ordering my book. Quite an honor. I hope you enjoy it.
I plan to enjoy the heck out of it. The living heck.
It helps if you plan to enjoy it ahead of time, I think. That really helps a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
No, it's nice to see everybody. Yeah.
Round of applause for Richard Loringer. Thank you, Richard. We're going to try Cathabella, Siggy, and Jackie one more time. The collab, I'll mention Dig. Wayne, you are on deck in the meantime. So Cathabella, Siggy, and Jackie. Cathabella, you got to unmute.
All right, we can try it again. Her pet rat runs up inside one sleeve and out the other, then twitches its nose for our applause. Peter. Is this not going to work even? No, it's not. It's not going to. Just a minute, sorry. Oh, gosh, we did this already today, too. Maybe that's the problem. It's all used up. I'll try one more time. I don't think it's going to work.
What? Something happened.
Well, all right, maybe this is, maybe that'll work.
Maybe, okay.
Maybe. Okay, Go ahead, Siggy, try reading yours, but it's...
I can't read it. I don't see anything on the screen. I could make something up.
Well, you have it. I sent it to everybody. Everybody could read from their own computer.
Okay, we'll do that then. Let's see.
Try using that. Yeah. That's what.
Can you see it now? No. You don't see it? They don't see it now. Oh, dear. Jackie, can you see it?
No, I can't.
Huh.
So
All
we'll
right.
have to read from our own copies.
It's Rick's fault.
Just play for us, Rick, and forget about it. Okay, read from your own copies. Everybody has a copy, so. Sorry, Rick, I don't know how this happened. It's weird. Sometimes you try to do too much. Okay. On all paws, her pet rat runs up inside one sleeve and out the other, then twitches its nose for our applause. Siggy,
I don't have anything to
we
see.
learned our lesson. It's in your chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
We learned our lesson, not allowing pets when children were young. When they grow up, my son collected golden retrievers. My daughter, a crazy cat lady, by Siggy. Then I say, teacher's pet. They called me, not my fault, 6th grade demon monster nun. Liked my pretty handwriting. Lakshman says, the dawn opens to the yawns of Shih Tzu settled near my feet. Jackie.
Her Shih Tzu dolled up with ruffles and a hairball. The dog hates that, I say, remembering childhood.
That one is a great one. And Jackie.
Little White, she calls her puppy in Chinese. I ponder names like kanji.
Kanji. So cute. I can just see that. Okay, now Siggy says, our dog Chip, almost telepathic. We have to spell words like R-I-D-E, or he'd just jump in, even if we misspelled them. Jackie.
Her service poodle, pulling down her shorts in a chase. Has the line been crossed, or is he just playing?
Treading water in the condo pool, her book on the ledge, reading a story to her spellbound dog. Our adopted elephant. This is a true story, Rick. Our adopted daughter, Wamata, a baby elephant. Photos from our neighbor on safari in a wildlife preserve in Kenya gets to pet her by a stroke of luck. So this is something that happened a couple of weeks ago. This elephant that Rick got from our daughter for Father's Day, he picked her out at the wildlife preserve website
And adopted her.
Our neighbor, a couple of doors away from us, went on a safari, her first ever, and the first place on her itinerary, because we told her where our elephant was in Kenya, was the same preserve as our elephant was staying, and so she got to pet Wamata. So that's
world.
It's a very small world. So, do you think there's time to read Marco's sequence? It's pretty short, but it's up to you.
Sure, why not?
Okay, it's about cats, and we haven't really mentioned cats. It's called Peridot Eyes, and by Marco Kitakobo, who, and this is true, her cat is 108 years old in human terms. So she looks like a kitten. Knowing a separation is coming soon, the old cat slowly closes and reopens her eyes. 108 years old in human age, her face resembles that of a goddess, Bastet, Egyptian wind. The majesty of the western desert, the Libyan wildcat longing to go and meet her ancestor, a pair of peridot-colored eyes, and know the Arab world 100,000 years ago. Eastern horizon where we came together with a caravan, passing away and being reborn. There must be words that transcend species, stories of life in the sunshine, stories of reincarnation.
I love that last part.
Yeah, so here's Rick with his flute.
Oh, it's a modified sulang from the kind they use in Java. That's all. Has 4 holes. Only plays one scale, but it can play softly. That's an advantage.
For accompanying poets.
Yeah.
Especially loud, noisy poets. Thank you, Rick. Thanks for your patience. Sorry for the quirks.
Sure.
Thank you, Cathbella.
As they say, 4 holes is better than 1. Cathabella, thank you so much. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jackie.
he said 4 holes is better than 1.
That's true, yeah.
Thank you, Siggy. Thank you,
Reincarnated
Rick.
holes.
Thanks to the whole darn collab. Glad it worked out. Round
Yeah,
of applause
thank
for
you.
all those folks. And great to hear Mariko's poem in the mix as well. All right, we've got 2 more readers and then me to close out the open reading. Ken Scott, Digwayne, and then me. I know I said Digwayne was on deck, but previously I had said Ken Scott was on deck and somehow skipped over that, so I apologize, Dig. I blame this empty, tiny jar for all things tonight. So, Digwayne, you are on deck unequivocally for sure. Please welcome now Ken Scott. Hi, Ken.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. And yeah, that last saying 4 holes is better than 1. That sounded kind of weird. But anyways, on that note, I'm going to get to what I'm reading right now. I'm going to do 2 esoteric pieces that I may have done a while back, like last year, but I'm going to do them again, just to help me focus and center myself. The first piece is called Humanity is One. To purify the inner mind is to heal the outer world. Humanity is one. The sublime fruit of the inward journey nourishes all life with wholeness. As within, so without. As without, so within. All is one in the mind of the all. To be the light of love, empathy, compassion, and thankfulness from within the center of your being is to fill the world with peace in the heart of the all. The infinitesimal infinite is the mind of the all and the heart of the all. We are the sublime vision of limitless possibilities, the golden temple of divine transformations,
Be the infinitesimal infinite and be the light of love, empathy, compassion, and thankfulness from within your very heart. Heal the outer world by purifying the inner mind. This is how humanity ascends. That's that one. The next piece is called The Oneness of Silence. Oftentimes, the fulfillment of the most sublime truth does not come through the talking mouth, but through the listening ear. Not through the most extravagant display, but through the watchful eye. Not through expression, but through observation. Silence already contains every last utterance throughout all eternity. To be silent is to say everything. To hear the silence is to be one with everything. Oneness with the silence is oneness with the mind of the all. Meditate in silence as the silence, and you will ascend. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Dig, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Man, jive turkey.
What? What just happened, Ken? I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. What was that? Was it mezcal?
I'm not sure what you're reacting to, but
Someone in the chat said something about you being on something, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just roll with it.
Sure. Okay.
It is what
I don't
it
think
is,
I've
right?
ever been this confused at my own reading, but God bless, Ken. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a couple weeks since you've been here. Nice to have you back. Round of applause for Ken Scott. Thank you so much. On deck, Ed Foreman, now been added to the list. Please welcome now Dig. Wayne, hello, Dig.
Hello, Rick, can you hear me? Okay. Actually, I think what was funny, if maybe I'm wrong, but you called Ken me. You called Ken Dig. You said, Dig, good to see you again. So that's what I think Ken was laughing about. I don't know why he didn't tell you that.
The man has his secrets.
Anyway, I've got poetry to read. This one's called On My Phone. It's new. The gutters are made of crepe paper in this town. Traffic lights taste like Slurpees. I miss my pager payphone quarters being connected to the daydream of the 90s. The Sunshine's algorithm keeps me out of the loop now, loopy. The AAA and I celebrated our 30th anniversary on the shoulder of the 101 freeway. Sorry I didn't have time to send out invites. The cake was a flatbed. News and weather, porn, alarm clock, TV, movies, every picture I ever took since 2012, banking, budget, poetry, music, fitness, God, the devil, time of day, podcast, reels of doom, radio, my mother's death, doctor visits taking my life, black shoes, black hole, caustic doorways, 8 balls, 6 pockets, a hat full of bloody this and that. Who was I before I was who I am? The gutters in this town are lined with broken hearts. Where's my dog? It rhymes with melancholy. Thanks for listening. And I'll be Scott if you like, and call me Ken if you like.
I was going to say, I think I owe Ken calling you Ken. I think I owe that to Ken. What do you think, Dig?
What are you asking me? I'm confused. I was pretty clear earlier. Now you got me confused.
Well, you did say in your poem, "Who was I before who I am?" Right? I think you were Timothy Wall when you logged in.
It was Timothy Ball. That's my God-given name. That's my government name. I don't know why. There's something weird with Zoom and, I don't know. I was surprised you could hear me. I thought even I'd be muted, but something's weird with the login. So
Wow, that's like a big secret you just told us.
that's not a secret. My name's Timothy Wayne Ball. It's not a secret. If you ask me, I might tell you if I know you well enough.
All right. Well, I'm going to make a note of it at least for the future for some reason. So, Dig, you've had extraordinary amount of patience with me tonight, and I want to thank you for that. There's so many names I could call you at this point. It feels like I'm just going to stick with Dig. I really appreciate that you were here. Thank you, Dig.
Thank you, Rick.
Round of applause for Dig Wayne, which is the name he often goes by. I'm on deck to read from my book, A Tale of Six Badgers. Please welcome now Mr. Ed Potastic.
Because you make me feel so fantastic. Thank you for being so enthusiastic. Thank you so much for being bombastic. Hello, everyone. My name is Ed Potastic, Home Fit and Fantastic. Please, it's time to enjoy my rhyme. Five full supply. I got 2 pieces, so I'll take too much time. This is called Anti-Twilight Zone. In a world where food and chili prices are high, where fossil fumes are ruining their skies, they toss common sense aside. They use guns to shoot when someone offers them a ride. In a world full of mini or big flashing screens, where they accept technology but few strip their humanity, they slowly pollute their oceans and seas, or give them likes or money, few as their sympathy. In a world where violence is on the rise, where few make speeches but aren't so wise, where they wear strange outfits for a disguise, they don't care about quality, but size. In a world where few of them act like sheep, where few stop thinking but leap into the frozen creek, they laugh at their wounds so painful and deep, or offer them support makes you a creep. In a world where the wealthy are jailed for enormous accusations, where they avoided the charges and traveling to unknown destinations, where they drink the sun and decadent wine on a vacation, they blame it on miscommunication or misinformation. In a world where a snob could be a queen or king, where you show off your body, money, or sparkling rings, where it's cool to be a puppet on strings, where you look good but can't dance or sing. In a world where they judge you by your race or skin, where only bullets and pleas transcend, only crude cops ascend, where life from within reaches an unforeseen end. In a world where huge epidemics are in the past, but refuse to wear a mask, where you should respect but not ask, where it's much more popular to be in a portable flask. In a world where it's cool to be dumb but not smart, where completely nothing can be sold from equivalent art, where you could be sweet but as it comes off tart, where it's about conflicting nonsense but not from the heart. In a world where you can travel to oceans or space, where they want to win the political race, where they can change everything, including their face, where they chase and chase to find their place. In a world, hold up, this isn't fantasy, but reality. Please forgive me for offering virtuality to your morality. It's not brutality of your comality. It's to give linearity in your dimensionality. Thank you. And my last one is called Joyride. My tires hug the concrete, no time being discreet. Both hands on the wheel, the pedals on my heels. The wind through our hair with a mind full of I don't cares. I'm just expressing my freedom. Mine's tons of unbearable criticism. Driving or flying across the land, when my stress turned to drop sand. The bright sun smiling up high. I feel like I can touch the blue sky. I can keep up with the bone bees, but my stereo sings like a canary. I wish everyone could experience this instead of eating an empty dish. I wish everyone could be free instead of experiencing tragedies. I wish everyone could be themselves, instead clothes like books on the shelves. I wish everyone could be healthy, instead of fueling the bellies of the wealthy. I wish everyone could know peace, instead of release by an iron piece. I wish everyone could freely travel, instead of tasting gravel, feeling so fragile. I wish everyone could be happy, instead of crappy, feeling less than shabby. I wish everyone could be open-minded, instead of being blinded by being single-minded. I wish everyone could have a heart, instead of screaming darts smell like farts. I wish every dream couldn't be true, instead of pink glue on the bottom of your shoe. I wish everyone could work together, instead of being storms in the weather. I wish everyone could love life, instead of pleasing the appetite with a knife. I wish, this isn't about me. Find your own type of free, venturing in life's sea. Thank you.
I wish everyone could hear that poem, Ed. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your work. I'm glad you're part of this whole thing that we're doing here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Ed Potastic. All right, folks, I think I've officially gotten through all of the list. Everyone who has been on deck is no longer on deck. Everyone is read. I'm going to close out the open reading with a couple of poems. The first one is from my brand new book, High Moose Alert, which just dropped today. As the kids say, you can pick it up anywhere. You can pick it up off my lap right now if you're here. More importantly, you can get it on my website. You can get it on all the places that you can buy books online, most of them, I think, anyway. It's all poems I wrote last summer when Addie and I were lucky enough to visit Vancouver and the Canadian Yukon and Alaska. We celebrated our wedding anniversary last year in Dawson City in the Yukon in Canada. This is a poem that I wrote there on that day. It's called Anniversary Dinner at the Aurora Inn. Addie folds a butterfly with the place-setting wrapper while I drink Canadian wine. A Merlot I chose. It was either that or a Chilean cab. When in the Yukon. This was not our first choice, but that place isn't open tonight. We are still each other's first choice, which is what counts. We're dining with lumberjacks or maybe gold miners. The music may be can pop. I don't know if that's a thing. I ordered the vegetarian dinner. That's what they called it, so there would be no confusion. We are the nicest dressed people here, possibly within miles. Sorry, kilometers. The electricity goes out halfway through our meal. Most people leave the restaurant. Addie becomes a chicken while imitating an earlier in the day ketchup squirt. Should I turn over the table? I ask Addie. I don't see any reason to do that, she says. Should I stand up on the table in the middle of the room with a ketchup bottle and squirt it in every direction? She doesn't want me to do that, but she would enjoy it as long as she didn't get ketchup all over her. The electricity comes back on. We leave the restaurant. True story, every word, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's a tidbit from my new book, High Moose Alert. This Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 1 p.m. in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm doing an online publication reading from this book. I'm going to read poems from it. Addie is going to be out and about with live wildlife sightings in our neighborhood. A friend of mine named Eric Hunker, who has a fine song about Alaska, is going to come on and sing it. And a woman named Angela Van Nostrand, who I met in that town in Dawson City, Canada, who was working at the Jack London cabin, will come on to tell us some stories about that. And also, her family used to own the bar where you could get a drink that had a human toe in it. It's a whole thing in Dawson City, and she's going to talk about that as well. A mummified human toe, by the way. I'm going to read one more poem. That's this Saturday on my Facebook page. Is where the video will be live. If you miss it, it'll be there and on my website and on YouTube thereafter. It's going to be a fun thing. There you go. This poem was written for this week's Torah portion. It follows this line of text. It's called, "Do not fear them, for it is God, your God, who is fighting for you." The poem is called Unintended Proxy. Them, as in the other, they're on the other side of the river right now. Someone is fighting them, not me. I'm a gajillion miles away, so I have no fear as I am being fought for, whether I want it or not. It is happening everywhere, people asking me not to have fear while they scoop up the other. I'm tending to my livestock and that one rabbit in the backyard as if the other aren't being tended to. This is not the story I want to tell. This is not what I want them to do, but they are doing it for me with no explicit instructions from me, except this old text in this old book, which predates all the other books they're burning, which are so much easier to read. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's all the poetry we have for you tonight. I want to say thank you all for being here, for tolerating or perhaps just enjoying tonight's wackiness. It was a really fun night. I want to thank Quincy Scott Jones, who stayed up late and gave us a fantastic featured reading. There's the stuff in the chat again, I think with the correct book links this time. You can tip Quincy for his reading via the Venmo ID right there, the Venmo idea, I suppose, if you want to get esoteric about it. You can, if you buy one of his books, another great way to tip Quincy, and there are links there to the book at Amazon and bookshop.org for not hanging the angels, but to how to kill yourself instead of your children, which is good advice right there. You can check that out. When you're on the Cobalt Poets website checking out Quincy's broadside, you can also add yourself to the email list. If you haven't been getting emails, maybe try re-adding yourself to it. Sometimes people get, as we learned earlier, unintentionally unsubscribed to it for one reason or another. And I'd be happy for you to have that email if it's something that you want. And finally, you can click on calendar to see who's coming up in the coming weeks. Who's coming up next week? I have no idea because the VCP SoCal Poets haven't gotten back to me in this last minute rescheduling. But that information will be forthcoming as soon as possible. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you so much, Quincy, for a great reading. I'm clicking on the Ask All to Unmute button, so feel free to do so.
I'm going to say something really sad. Something I just heard that Wyatt Underwood passed away.
Some
of you probably don't know him. He's a
poet, yeah.
And loved and respected and admired poet in Los Angeles.
I just heard that Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away too.
Yes. That was last week.
I remember
that was last week. And Wyatt, I didn't know him, but we know Wyatt. I just want to say that we knew Wyatt Underwood. I just want to let everybody know. If you didn't know him, okay, but we knew Wyatt. It's very sad.
I saw Malcolm Jamal Warner perform in person at the Onyx back in 1998.
Well, that's just terrific, Ken. I'm glad, so glad for you. I'm going to see you guys later, okay? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, okay?
Tsunami update,
It's good,
only
Wayne.
12,
Dig.
tsunami update, only
night,
12
everyone.
inches
Good
in
night.
Tokyo, Yokohama,
Good.
only 12 inches,
Okay.
Tokyo, Yokohama.
Sayonara, everybody. Quincy, great work. Take care, everybody.
Hey, love you.
Yeah, thanks a lot,
Fantastic
everybody.
reading.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Oh, Yasuminasai.
Yasumi.
Quincy, you're in New York.
Yes.
Making me miss New York, and almost nothing does.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That's high praise.
Well, yeah, the poetry makes me miss it. getting the shit beat out of me a few times did not.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well,
You,
yeah.
you seem I only met you just now, but you seem like a nice guy, so I don't think you deserved it. Unless you did deserve it, in which
Oh
case.
my God, I so did. No. Anyway, I just wanted to say that was awesome. I did want to know what your button was.
My button? Oh, this button.
Yeah.
It says hands off our students because I happen to teach at a university that thinks it's okay to take students in the middle of the night to who knows where for whatever reason, to body slam them for protesting.
Yeah.
You know, academia is a great place where you can exchange ideas, and that's my battle. So
where are you teaching?
I'm teaching at I don't know if I say I just bad mouth, so I don't should I tell where I'm teaching? A little uptown university with a lion that happens to belong to an Ivy institution in New York.
You're not saying the name.
It happens to make the news every now and then, especially for settling lawsuits.
Yeah. That's all
right.
right.
Let me just say, I will say this: if you're to go along with the nerd track, if you're a fan of Star Trek, you know how like the captains are noble and the first officers are noble, and like the bartenders are noble and the engineers are noble, and like the admirals suck. It's a lot like that. There's a lot of people who really do believe in they believe in humanity. They also believe in free speech. So they also believe in different ideas, and they believe that everyone should be intellectually safe, if not intellectually comfortable. And apparently the people in charge have other ideas.
I have no doubt. Yeah. I taught a bunch of places around New York, and I'm not, haven't done that in a while, but I get reports. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I still work there unless this part is on YouTube, in which case I may not work there any longer. But yeah, it's there's some good people there.
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna. It's after midnight here in New York.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna log off. Thank you for letting me be a part of this, Rick. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for the broadside. It was beautiful. I think this is a great community, and congratulations, Leva.
Thanks for being
so
here.
much. Yeah, Quincy, you were great. Great to have you here. Please come back and be a part of the community anytime you want. You're always welcome.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out so late.
Oh, okay, my pleasure. It was fun. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Night.